Hey guys, welcome back to DMAC Customs. Area 51's radiator arrived, as you probably heard me yabbering on about it in the last video, if you watched the last video, but it's here now, so let's have a look, see how it fits. If you watched the last video on what was the last one? I don't know, the catch can or something, possibly. I can't remember. No, B-pillars. I was talking about my radiator had arrived that I ordered off Trade Me for the Area 51 project. Price was really good, free shipping from Australia. Happy with that. But as with all aftermarket stuff, it just never seemed to fit quite right. Now, going back a couple of years, 3-4 years ago, I bought a radiator for the bomb truck off eBay and listed as a V8 swap replacement radiator. All the dimensions all married up and stuff, except for one thing, the filler spout wasn't in the same place, so it upset all the cross braces, the diagonal braces from the firewall to the core support. So I had to modify all that. Now, back to present day today. I thought I'd unwrap my new radiator, and on the whole looks really good, but it doesn't fit. Now it's listed as a 49 to 53 V8 racing radiator or some shit like that, but it's close, it's real close, but there's a fundamental flaw with the construction of this radiator compared to a OEM style factory radiator, a much more expensive radiator. So you get what you pay for. Didn't pay a lot of money for this, only $304 New Zealand for this radiator. So it's a 3-core thing. Looks alright. Looks like it hopefully will hold water. Hasn't got any calligraphy on it that makes me wonder where it was made. But I'll show you what the story is with this particular radiator and what I'm going to have to do to modify it to make it fit in the factory location on the Area 51. So here we have it, just clamped in place with the old vice grip sort of thing. Now that's sitting down as far as it'll go, and none of the holes line up on this thing here, and it's drilled. See, it's just got holes drilled in there and everything. It's all very nicely done and quite well made and stuff. Other than being aluminium, I'll probably paint it black. As you can see, hopefully in there, all the holes are there, but it won't sit down far enough because of this. Right down in here, the factory radiators have got a radiused corner, which lets it, I imagine, I presume, I would think, lets it drop down just a little bit more to get these holes to line up. The holes are about 5 or 10 millimeters off actually lining up. Now, that's not a major sort of problem, but it's just a kind of inconvenience. You just, when you kind of want to, you just want to buy something and bolt it in sometimes. You don't want to have to modify every single little thing that you on these cars, but that's what it is. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to cut anything out of the support and stuff like that. I'm just going to lift the radiator up about 5 millimeters and drill new holes. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of extra holes in the on those angle brackets on the side of the radiator. Not a big deal, but just more nuisance value than anything. And then I can kind of bolt that in place and have a play around with some hoses. So I actually did a bit of shopping earlier today and went and bought some hoses, which I'm hoping to be able to at least do the top hose. Bottom hose I have an idea for. I actually thought I had a win at the old super cheap auto where you get much more, but they wanted $107 for a clearance item of this particular hose, and I wasn't going to take a gamble on that. Might be back to Rock Auto for that one. So that's let's have a look, see how we're going to make this radiator fit. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to drill some holes. Not hard. Well, it's not hard to drill the holes, it's still pretty easy to get them in the wrong place. So I've got to do a little bit of sciencing and figure out that this is all going to be in the right place. I'll show you in a minute. Hey guys, just want to quickly interrupt this video to politely ask you to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That'd be really choice, and yeah, because otherwise you'll miss out on all that is the Area 51 project, and you don't want that, surely. Okay, back onto it. Ow, just managed to hit my head on the hood. What I'm planning on doing is just raising this up just a bit, probably just enough so the kind of bottom of the radiator isn't sitting on the core support, because I don't want it kind of sitting on there creating any kind of rub through issues with vibration and stuff like that. So my thinking is I'm just going to mark the holes and bring it up down the bottom here. Come and see. It's really hard to actually see. I've been like seeing with my fingers. Now, if you can see here, this side here, the front edge is slightly higher than the back edge of this core support part here. Now, this bottom corner, see I've got it sitting on a piece of wood. There's a bit of wood here, just a bit of ply. This bottom corner on the back side here, up in there, I just want that kind of not sitting on anything, not connecting with anything metal, with the whole bottom of the radiator, just so if there's any kind of vibration or wiggling and stuff, shouldn't be, but just in case, I just don't want it kind of like sitting there rubbing a hole through it, so you're sort of halfway cross country or something like that, and all of a sudden you've got a big hole in an aluminium radiator and no one wants to weld an aluminium radiator for you, because when you're away on a trip you don't often carry a TIG welder or a MIG capable, aluminium capable MIG or something. But anyway, that's my plan, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Now, before I actually just thought of something, before I go too far with marking and drilling all these new holes, I just need to confirm that the hood's still going to shut without hitting the top of the radiator. I've just got to move some stuff out of the way so we don't lose all sorts of bits, and then this bit here in particular, I'll just put that there, and then yeah, I'll just make sure that clears. Need to move my gloves. Didn't hear any big crunches, so it might be alright. Great. And the other thing you might be thinking is, man, that's really close to the engine, and yes, it is. Got a plan. Don't you worry. Whether it works or not, I don't know. That's when you may have to start worrying. But so far, so good. Can't see any new fresh marks up there, so it looks like it's going to clear okay. So now I'll just kind of work out where it needs to go, where it levels up. About there, I reckon. I'll mark one side and then I'll measure off the other side. Just giving it a bit of a mark, and then I can see how good or how much meat is going to be left. Yeah, so that's my centres of the new holes, so that's going to be real close to that hole. That one not so bad, probably get away with. That's fine, so I might just bring it up just another 1/8 of an inch, 3 mil, something like that, and then drill the new holes from there, and then we should be drop it down ever so slightly, but we still will have a good amount of clearance down the bottom there, I hope. So we'll go and mark this proper light. Alright, so I've moved these up 3 or 4 mil, which should still, with any luck, give me a little bit of clearance down the bottom here. Mark them, got to punch them, drill them, then I can bolt that up. Oh, I've got to show you, this radiator came with a little drain blocker thing there. It's not a pick top cap or anything, and then these little doohickeys for the transcooler if you so decide to run a transcooler through the radiator, which I don't think I will. I think I'm going to run a remote transcooler anyway. Might not need to use those. I was thinking of running a transcooler. Being a 4L60E, they are prone to failure apparently. This one I've got supposed to be a good one, rebuilt, all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I still might be advisable. Not that I'm going to be doing heaps of towing or big skids, maybe a couple of skids, but just little ones. It won't get much load with the skinny little tyres that are going to be on this anyway. So I was thinking of putting a transcooler at the front. Still got to run lines and everything for that too, but that can come later, I think. So for now, I'll drill those and then we'll get this thing bolted back in. Dirt over the roads, water blasting is dirt white. Yeah, so that's the fundamental problem with this aftermarket radiator. She's a pretty butty little unit, but yeah, just the hole's in the wrong place. It might fit a 52, 53 better, but again it might not. So come on aftermarket guys, get it together. Just a few subtle little things could have just made this an actual drop-in item. None of this stuff that it's bolting to has been customized or modified in any way. So that's my little whinge for the week. Well, one of them. There's probably going to be more, but anyway, I'll drill some holes. Okay, as you just witnessed, that's it. Bolted in to where it's got to go. Oh, pardon me, on its new. That's it, where it bolted into where it's got to go on its new holes. Drilled all the holes. Didn't film that because pretty sure you've seen holes drilled. If not, haven't done it yourself before. Had a little bit of a scrap with the old aluminium and the step bits that are a bit blunt, but kind of got there in the end. One hole's a little bit out of shape. You won't see it once there's washers and stuff in there. I've sort of offset it now. Offset these holes sort of thing. There's only about, I don't know, some millimeters involved. And down the bottom, down under here, we have it's just clearancing on that bottom of that thing. Actually, yeah, just clearancing on the bottom of the core support thing. Is just enough. So we should still be well clear of. I will still double check that the hood will still close and not hit anything. I measured all this up well beforehand, and according to my calculations it was going to clear, but that's not to say that sometimes that just doesn't work. Failing that, could cut the core support, but I don't really want to. I think it'll take some of the integrity out of it, and that kind of helps tie the front of the car. Mind you, once everything else is screwed on there, it holds it together a lot better than when there's no grill and stuff like that. But yeah, it fits in there okay once you re-drill those holes, but definitely not a direct fit as they say. So now I'm gonna have a look at this top hose for the radiator. So I can figure that out, and then I can start figuring out the intake side of things and the got to do a steam vent apparently. I think, is it that one down there? That one there? Or, yeah, that's it there. It goes across from head to head. There's this little vent pipe that comes through the underside of the throttle body, comes out down there. That apparently, some people block them off, but apparently it kind of helps get kind of air pockets and stuff out. I don't know, something is, they put it in there for a reason, so I'm assuming, I'm figuring I'm going to put it back in. So I might be having a join in this top hose as it comes down here, so I might be as well just to put a little T in there, just a little thing, so I can put a little hose off of that vent onto that little T, and then that's that little vent taken care of. Some people bring them up here and put them into the top tank. Some people bring them across and drill and tap into the water pump housing somewhere, I think down here somewhere, but yeah, I'm just going to put a T into the pipe. That'll be right, eh? I don't know. If it's not alright, someone let me know before I fire this thing up and cook it, break it, whatever. According to the forums, ls1.com and all that kind of stuff, there's plenty of info on that on it. They're kind of saying it's a bit 50-50 as to whether you do it or not, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a little T in that thing, maybe. That's where I'm thinking at the moment. Yeah, might even have a little bit of stainless tube that I can weld into some of that 38mm that I've got there. That's an aftermarket radiator install on the Area 51. I was hoping it was just going to be a drop-in, but as you know, with a lot of aftermarket stuff, you muck around with old cars and aftermarket products, you quite often find that sometimes the build quality is not great, whereas the build quality is good, but the fitment's not great. Fits now, hood lid shuts, what more can you ask for really? So I've just got to sort the hoses out, which will be in the next video. I have actually done it as I'm filming this bit right now, but in the next video that you guys will see will be how I sort out the hoses. There's some oddities in there, but we get it done in the end, and hopefully they will hold water. Well guys, gonna leave it at that one. We're gonna leave it at that for this exciting episode of Area 51 project, or Project Area 51, one of the two. I can't remember how I say it. Thanks again for watching, and thanks again to all the new subscribers that have come on in the last few weeks. It's been monumental, like for me anyway, and some good feedback from some dudes as well, so that's really cool. So yeah, that's about it for now. I was going to do all the radiator hoses and stuff, but I'll put that into another video because it kind of ends up not being very straightforward, so you guys might get a kick out of that. So till next time, take it easy and peace. Check it.